Hello. Hey, beautiful people. It's so good to see your faces. Welcome to our first ever coaching lab. We're going to try this out and see how it goes and really try and just give you guys some real value on a monthly basis. Just a place that you can come, apply, learn, grow in your coaching. Maybe we'll put in some practice. Um, so yeah, and I would love feedback from you guys as we go. What's working, what's valuable, what you guys would love more of or less of. This is just a fun, really fun mix of you guys. So this is really just a place to come and get free value on a monthly basis, just to take into your leadership, into your coaching, to strengthen your skills of listening, to strengthen your skills of coaching, and really making a difference. One of the things that is true of every single person in this room is that I know each one of you guys, and I know that every one of you has such a passion for making a difference in the lives of other people and growth and developing yourself. And so it's a beautiful group that we have here. I wish that you guys all already knew each other the way that I know each of you, because just so many amazing, beautiful hearts here. So I'm going to jump right in so that we have some time to play and give you guys space for asking questions and that kind of thing too. So I have a few slides. I'm going to share my screen. So let's jump in. Coaching lab. So we're going to talk about three things that I think all coaches run into and three things that can come against our confidence as coaches and give you guys some tools for how to fix them. Okay. So every coach that I have worked with, every coach that I know has run into this, that moment when you're like, I hope this works. You know, you're gonna try something and you're like, I don't totally know if this is gonna work or not. So what I want to do is give you a little bit more confidence today, talk about three very common things a lot of coaches run into and what you can do about it. Confidence isn't actually personality. A lot of times, confident people just they seem like they come off with like, I know what I'm doing, but it's actually learning a structure that you know where you're at in the conversation. There are very, very clear frameworks that if you learn them and you practice implementing them, it will give you a tremendous amount of confidence. So there are frameworks just like the architecture of a house. If you're building something, you can know exactly how to frame a room so that it is correct, so that it's going to hold, so that you know what you're doing. And all of that can be taught. Three main confidence killers. One is overhelping, and it's sort of a little bit of an occupational hazard. We don't come to the coaching industry unless we really care about people. And one of the downfalls of that can be overhelping. Another one is just under listening. We'll talk a little bit about that today. And then the third one is guessing, kind of like trying things and hoping that it's right. And it kind of goes back to that. You can learn the architecture here. You can learn the frameworks for how to have a powerful conversation. So let's talk about over helping. So that is where often we just are trying too hard. And in our attempt to really make a difference, to help fix, to show up in a way that's going to make a breakthrough for our client, we actually end up doing their work for them. We're like kind of dragging them along. We end up moving ahead of our client instead of just really staying with them, which is what coaching actually is. It's a true partnering. So a distinction between coaching and consulting. Coaching is where you are truly partnering, walking alongside. Consulting is where I've done this before. I have expertise in this area. I can show you where to go. So it's more advice giving, it's more fixing problems, it's more telling someone what they need to do. And coaching is not any of those things. So true coaching is really walking right alongside of our client, not moving out ahead of them, but being with them and empowering them. It's really about empowerment. We always want to coach the person, not the problem. And a lot of times our client will come and they'll be like, here's what's going on, or here's my problem, or here's where I'm stuck. And we have all these ideas of what's worked for us or other clients. And sometimes we want to tell them what to do. And the key to coaching is not trying to fix their problem. It's really coaching the person. So when we get to fixing whatever the surface problem is, like we help them along with some thing, but we don't actually coach them. And what's the root? What's the underlying thing underneath the problem? That's what we really want to do. Like you've probably heard that phrase. You can give a man a fish for a day, or you can teach a man to fish, and he'll be able to fish for life, right? So it's a little bit that idea that we can just feed them for a day, we can give them what they need for to solve this one problem, or we can really truly walk alongside, coach the person. Like, what is the thing that's actually creating this problem? What's the lack of identity, the lack of confidence, the lack of clarity? What is it in them that's creating the problem to begin with? And how do we really coach the person and empower who they are so that they feel more confident in themselves, they feel more empowered in themselves to be able to continue solving problems like this, like helping them learn something about them rather than just fixing the surface problem that they come in with. So when we're in fixing mode, we actually miss what helps the most. You want to just slow it down, not rush to the fix, but really be with them, noticing what's there for them. So just slowing yourself down, staying really alongside and with the client, and then trusting the pause. This is one of the things that I see with all my students when they get to this place where they're like, okay, I can just really slow it down. The pause, the silence is actually really powerful and really a gift to our clients. A lot of times we're so focused on ourselves. We're like, what's the next question? And I need to have we can't have any pauses here, that we don't want that to feel awkward. We have this energy that's like this. And really, if we can just really be with the client, really be with the pace, the pause, give them silence, give them space. I just did a demo video in class, and it was wild how much space there was and how much movement the client made with very few real questions. There was a lot of just space for listening and empowering and like some strategically placed powerful questions in there, but the client got like very far in his own development, own empowerment, and there was a lot of spaciousness, there was a lot of pause, silence, reflection, and it's wild how powerful that can be. So the fix. So try this. Ask one question and then just practice staying silent for 5 seconds. It's wild how uncomfortable it is when we first start doing this, but when we let the client do the work, like when you just leave space, they're connecting dots. They're not just sitting there like, what's your next question? They're like being with what is up for them in that moment. It's really powerful. So just practicing slowing down, asking a question, and intentionally just leaving it with the one question and leaving 5 seconds. Anybody have any questions? Let's stop sharing for a second, just check in on this. Any thoughts, any questions on slowing it down, coaching the person, not the problem, leaving space, or maybe even what you've noticed in this, either what's challenging about that for you or how you've tried to implement this? Any sharing around this?
I'll just share that makes a lot of sense because I think that from a perspective of trying to teach people, you want to say safe, and it's that awkward silence sometimes. Like it's uncomfortable to stay quiet, right?
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see how that can be very impactful. Let them think, let them process it, let it come from them. Sure.
Yep. Yep. And this is one of the things that it's something that AI can't create. Like I think a lot of jobs that are going to be impacted by AI, and AI can be a great thinking, brainstorming partner, can help you problem solve, but AI cannot do some of these kind of skills, the skills of real attunement, of really being with. I mean, certainly like silence on the other end of a conversation, like that's going to be just kind of weird. But when you're really with somebody and you're attuning to them and you're coaching the person, you're not just trying to fix a problem with them, you're really attuned to them. You're connecting in at a deep level with them. You're really hearing and feeling and have that energetic connection, and you're making space for it. That is so, so powerful. That's something AI is never going to be able to replace. Yeah, Elisa.
And also, it's a great reminder because I think the greatest thing about coaching is really honoring the innate wisdom of the client because sometimes we come in with all of our ideas and how, oh, yeah, I have the idea and I have the solution and have you tried this? Have you tried that? But when we kind of step back and create that space, and I've done this thing when with my boyfriend, for example, where I'll give him 10 seconds
Mhm.
after he's finished saying something. And most likely in that 10 seconds, he'll come back with something else and like really be able to express himself. And for me, I actually have to like count in my head because I want to like jump in, I want to like share my thing, I want to like interrupt, and it's what happened. And you get so much more information being able to give the other person space, and they really feel grateful for that space and being listened to and being honored in that way.
So honoring. It is so honoring. Yes, I love that you used that word. And it's really interesting in this process, in my journey with this process, what I realized is that a lot of that overgiving, I mean, in some ways it comes from a really loving place and you just want to help and all of that. But in other ways, I realized how much of my ego was in there. There were places of pride or ego in that where I was like trying to justify what I was charging or like I have to I have to get the breakthroughs for them in order to help them feel like this is really valuable and for them to want to keep coming back or to keep coaching or to find the value in our sessions or it was like so much about my own trying to be valuable enough or trying to earn or prove or there was something in there and when I realized, oh man, the gift is empowering them, I was like, wow, that's that's really significant. And then there's not that proving energy behind it that actually doesn't feel great for anybody in the session. Doesn't feel good for us either. And I liken it a little bit to really good parenting. You know, it's easier sometimes, especially when your kids are little, to just put the shoes away or just do the thing because it's quicker and easier than being like, "Hey, where do they go?" You know, like but short term, that's really helpful short term, but then you build a life where you're always doing the thing that they could be doing and they're missing out on something. We don't realize sometimes what we're taking away from them, that sense of like, oh, look at me, look at what I create, look at, you know, like we're stealing something from them actually when we're overgiving, when we're over helping. Any other thoughts around this one? Yeah, Nicole.
So one thing, whenever I have my clients at first, like letting them know about the pause can be helpful, I have found. So they're
Yeah,
not like, guessing why we're being quiet. The
yeah,
other thing is I have found is when you pause, a lot of them become emotional. And then it's a whole like secondary, like don't jump in and fix or help or like deal with their emotions. But I think people are just so not used to like holding space that a lot of times they will become very emotional. And then you have to like double check yourself
yeah. Yeah.
moments. I don't know. So.
Such a good sign too when that happens. It's like, oh, we're getting to the gold, we're getting to the place. And then yeah, then the challenge is to not fix that. It's just to like really be with them and walk alongside them in that. Absolutely. That's so good. And I do find I'm glad that you said that about letting people know that you're just creating. Like in this space, you're going to create a lot of room for them to process, for them to think, for them to be connecting dots. So early on, sometimes I'll just say things like, I just want you to know I'm here with you in it. I'm just creating space for you to really be with what you just said. And then I think people really value that because we have so few spaces that
Yeah.
really offer that. It's so rare.
Yeah, I just
Anybody
wanted
else?
to jump in on that, Tally, about creating space. A lot of us don't really have time to process things,
Mhm.
and space is not empty. Nothing is not empty. Nothing is very important. And letting the client know that this is their time, that you're not in a hurry, let them process, can be just what they've been looking for. That place to just be
Yes.
someone that is not demanding answers from them. So I just completely agree what Nicole said. Space is not empty. Space is very useful.
So good. That's powerful. Thank you. Thank you, Shigan. Anybody else before we move on to the second confidence killer? All right, beautiful. Let me share. So, second one is under listening. So, a lot of times as coaches, and especially as new coaches or ones who maybe haven't been in it regularly or for a while, it's really easy to under listen. It's really, really easy to be listening for the thing we're going to say next, rather than really tuning into what is being said. Not just the words, but that deep listening where you're listening to their tone of voice, you're feeling into their energy, you're hearing the power behind the words that they're saying, where you're really listening at all these different levels. And it's so easy, especially if we're feeling any kind of insecurity or lack of confidence, or we're not exactly sure what the structure is or where we're at in the conversation or what would be the most powerful thing to do next. A lot of times we're listening for what we should say. And like that's the focus rather than it being completely on them. Okay, so something you can do with this is the 3-second rule. And it's a little bit like what we just did with the just slow it down, take a breath, don't say anything. So just the 3-second rule, pause after your client speaks. So the last one was like we ask a question and then we just stop and like give them space. This is after they say something, pause and really just take in everything that you're hearing. And then just reflecting back, like, wow, it really sounds like. And then that's a great way to just start a sentence that will get you in the habit of reflecting back what you're hearing. And it might be what you're hearing, like a word that stood out, almost like you're listening with a highlighter. Like, what's the word in that sentence or the phrase that really stands out to you? Or it might be the way that they said it and something that you pick up on in the way that they said it. Or it might be something you picked up on in their body language if you're seeing them on screen or in person. Wow, it really sounds like a value that you have is it might be something underneath what they're saying. So it could be a lot of different things, but if you just start a sentence out with, wow, it sounds like, or seems like, or feels like, any version of that, and then reflecting back what you're picking up. It's just really powerful, but just give it a few seconds. Just pause, really take in what they said. Really sounds like. So that's a great practice. Just like write that down and put that in your next conversation. Whatever your next conversation is today, whether it's with a family member or a friend or a client, just practice that. It sounds like, and see how validated and heard and felt someone experiences you. So the try this is say back what you heard, it sounds like. And then a follow-up question can be, what feels most important about that to you? So whatever they, like you say, it sounds like whatever. What feels most important about that? And it's just a really simple question, but whatever is really significant about that for them, then they'll reflect back and they'll bullet point it. So there's like a lot of processing maybe. It sounds like, what feels really important about that to you? Or what feels most important about that? And then they'll kind of condense it down and have something that's really gold for them that they're taking away from that whole processing. So really simple, sounds like, what feels most important about that? Like two very simple things you can do that will bring a lot of depth in any part of the conversation, really. So sharing, what do you guys either notice about that? What feels interesting about that to you? Where are you seeing that show up? What would be valuable about that? Anything you want to share around that?
Hey, it's Rob. I have an issue with this, and I used to have a much more severe problem with it. I think I'm doing better, but I still get some feedback sometimes. But I think it's a wonderful skill to have in general in life, let alone in coaching, in any relationship. And I'm doing some intensive sales training with a guy right now on how to actually walk into businesses and connect in his market. And that's one of the biggest things. Like we're working on frameworks and things to say. But really, if we're skillful listeners, people will tell us so many things and actually what we need to know with same thing with coaching, like the skillful questions
Mhm.
to elicit and evoke what's important and then really to hear what they're saying instead of trying to, oh, I got another question to ask. I better jump in here and ask my next question.
Yeah.
It just becomes so important. And I guess that's the whole thing about mastery is eventually just dropping the script, dropping the framework, dropping, the rigidity and flowing with it. And I think that's something I've seen from coaches in your program. It's just like all the practice and the going for it. Like it's like playing music, you can have a concept, I can play this scale, but at some point you like gotta let all that go and just express. All right, that's it.
Absolutely. And there is like, you have to have that at first, right? You have to have the infrastructure, you have to have the framework, you have to have the scales, whatever the things are. I relate it to dancing a lot because that's something I love. But like I see dancers out on the floor and you just see them so in flow and embodied. And I'm like, ah, yes, that's what I want to do. And then when I first went to learn it, it was so rigid, like, okay, you have to put your right foot back and then your left foot over. And then I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so not what I see out on the floor. But you have to learn the steps before you can like lose yourself in the steps, right? And so it's like you got to do the reps, you have to practice it. I mean, you have to learn it, and then you just have to start doing it, just integrating so that it can be embodied. But yeah, absolutely. 100%. That's great, Rob. Anybody else on the under listening? Yeah, Nicole.
One thing that I have found too is with my like very, very verbose clients, like we are on 71 and then all of a sudden we're on the backcountry roads and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. Being able to be like, okay, you shared a lot of good information. It sounds like, or being able to repeat it back to them can be really helpful to bring them
Mhm.
back
Mhm.
to what they're trying to get at without interrupting. And also I find that a lot of times clients, when they hear it back to them, either will disagree, which is great because then they're like, no, I meant this. I'm like, perfect. Or they'll be like, wow, while you were saying that, I realized. So
Yeah.
it can be really helpful for them. And I just want to make sure I heard this correctly.
Yes.
Powerful.
Absolutely. And another thing too, kind of on that with the listening, especially with those clients that are verbal processors, for me, sometimes I'm like, I have no idea how all this connects. Like they're sharing this, and then like you're talking about the backcountry roads, and you're just like, how did we get here? And like I can't see the connection in it. And I used to feel like I was not being a good coach because I couldn't see the connections. And I finally realized I don't really have to. I can just ask them, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing this. What's the connection in all of this for you? And like let them connect the dots. Like I don't have to do all of that. I can just ask the question that helps them do all of that. And sometimes they're like, I think I was just needing to like de-stress some of all the things that are at top of mind. And sometimes they don't connect. And sometimes they're like, oh, well, yeah, because, and then they make the connection. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But there's a whole piece in there that I didn't get. And so freeing that we don't actually have to. We can just ask the right questions that let them do the work. It's back to that empowering them. It's really, really helpful. That was great, Nicole. Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah, Shagun.
Have you ever had a client that just refuses to say more than 3 words, no matter what you ask them?
And you know what?
Just
Then you're reading a lot of energy. You're like, it really sounds like it's more on the feeling, it's more on the energy.
that's right. So sometimes you feel that under listening happens when there's something they're saying, but when they're just really mute about a lot of things, you still have to be present.
Absolutely. And sometimes that's actually a really powerful session when they're not saying a lot. They don't necessarily have to be saying a lot. Like there are clients that they prefer to be internally processing a lot of it. And that's fine. They'll share what they feel ready to share when they feel ready to share it. And then I think our job is really a lot of building trust and safety so that they feel really safe to share more. And they'll give you the things that are important for you to be a part of or that they're ready for that. But yeah, that's a great just perspective on that. Anybody else on the under listening?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I'm a talker that, so I feel like I have to remind myself regularly, especially I think even in my marriage or any really relationship, that there's so much more power in validating and like repeating back what you heard and what the person said than in me like adding something to the conversation. Or so I think that's something I have to catch myself with a lot because I see it, and obviously I'm with my husband the most, so I notice it, and he's an internal processor. So just being able to like validate back to him what he's saying and like do that is just like night and day how the conversation goes. So I feel like that's been a really helpful thing for
Yeah.
me to learn. Sometimes
Yeah,
less is more.
definitely. And I think sometimes people are saying things over and over again in some ways because they're trying to figure it out. And if you can reflect back what you're hearing and they're like, I feel so seen and so validated or so heard, it's so helpful just to feel that somebody really gets you. And sometimes I'll say back literally what I heard them say, and they're like, yes, that's it. And I'm like, I just said what you said. And they're like, I said that. And I've been on that too. Like when I'm being coached, I'm like, that's what I said. And they're like, word for word. And I'm like, wow, okay. That's very helpful to hear it reflected back. Sometimes that's just all you need. Beautiful. Anybody else? All right. So a lot of times when we're just guessing, this is that feeling that we were talking about in the beginning where you're like, I just like hope this works. You're just trying stuff. You don't really know where you're at in a coaching conversation. You don't really totally get the framework. You know, you're supposed to be present and care and curious and like you're bringing some of those maybe natural skill sets, but there's not a clear framework. There's not a clear where am I at in the conversation, and it can just feel pretty random. And your confidence when you're in that place of kind of guessing and not really knowing, your confidence drops, and then that you know you can kind of feel that energy in the coaching conversation. It's not as powerful. So we're going to talk about what we can do here. So when we go from just guessing and doing our best to sort of be present and curious to really having a clear framework, knowing where you are. So that I just want to talk about a very simple, and this is a little bit oversimplified. There's a lot that's going on in coaching at all times, but within like the framework of the session, we have the beginning, and this is all ICF. This is all like from an ICF standpoint. But the beginning is about really getting clear about what does the client want. So it's beautiful because it takes a lot of pressure off of us to have to put some kind of program together and have them know what we're going to do in today's session and where we need to get them. There's none of that with ICF. It's really showing up and saying, client, where do you want to go today? Like if we could land anywhere at the end of our time together, an hour from now or however long your session is, what would be most valuable to you? Some version of that where you're asking them where do they want to go, and then getting really clear about what feels meaningful and important to them about that. So you're deepening it. What would be a measure of success from their standpoint? Because we can hear what they want, and then we can kind of create our own almost target on a, you know, like a bullseye. Oh, here's what they want. And it might be a lot of assumption on our part because if we ask them, okay, so it sounds like you want to get clear about whatever it is. What would clarity walking away from our time together today look like for you? You know, so it's really nailing it down from their standpoint. They might come up with something completely different than what you would have thought clarity would look like or feel like. Like you might have thought, oh, they need to have this decision made, and they might feel like a measure of success is creating a framework that they're going to think through this decision around, something like that. So letting them determine the measure of success and then really getting clear together with them on what they believe they need to address in order to get to that very clear endpoint. So, like, really, what's in the way? You're here right now. This is where you want to be at the end of our session. Like, what's in that gap? Identifying what that gap is, what they know they need to address in order to move from where they are to where they want to go. So it's getting really clear. So that's essentially getting the agreement, getting really clear. It's almost like creating a target together at the beginning of the session so that the session really has direction. It really has clarity. You're not just on a whitewater rafting ride with them, taking whatever, like you're going somewhere together. And it's really clear to both of you. And you can check that along the way. Like, are we still pointed and moving in the direction you want to go? So getting that agreement is so helpful, so helpful. It's just a little bit meandering and kind of aimless without that. So that's something that I actually got from going through the ICF certification that was so valuable to me. I had a few different certifications before going through my ICF, and all of them were good. I got stuff out of all of them. I was doing it full time professionally before that, but once I went through the ICF framework, I was like, wow, like night and day difference in my opinion on how I showed up as a coach. To the point that I doubled my prices at the end of my coaching certification with ICF. I was like, wow, this is so good. Such consistent transformation for people. The second part of the framework, so that's kind of like the beginning of the session. The second part of the coaching session is really evoking awareness with your client around like what's really here. This is where you're coaching the person, not the problem. So you're not just like trying to get them to the thing as fast as possible. You're coaching them. Like, what's really under this for you? Why does this matter to you? Why is this feeling so stuck for you? Like, what's really here? You're evoking awareness so that they can take the stuckness and they can kind of look at it together with you. You're sitting here and you're looking at it and you're maybe bringing them around to see it from different perspectives. You know, they're looking at it not just from the one viewpoint that they have, but you're helping them really see it from different vantage points and just moving them beyond where they are into this place where they want to go. So evoking awareness, really, really powerful part of the session. That's where they're having ahas and like, oh, I've been assuming this, or maybe it's, you know, they have two values that are both at play in this situation, and it almost feels like a tug of war between these two values. So it's being able to see and name that, oh, you value this and you value this. So there's a lot of different things that you can evoke awareness around there, but really looking at what's here and what's in the way. And then the third section is around getting them into action. So that's where you're essentially kind of helping them evaluate what are your key takeaways so far? What's really connecting for you? What are you learning about yourself here? You're kind of assessing what they're getting from that evoking awareness time. And then you ask them, okay, beautiful. So I hear this is clicking, this is connecting, this is feeling really valuable, this is a key takeaway. Here's what you're seeing in yourself. What do you want to do with that awareness that's going to deepen that, that's going to move this forward for you? And so you're kind of giving it back to them. You're not like, okay, well, here's your homework. Here's what I think would be valuable for you. You're handing it back to them. What do you want to do with this incredible awareness that you're getting? What's going to really deepen this for you? What's going to move this forward for you? And they begin to like, I think I need to, whatever it is for them, right? And it's going to be way more powerful when they're the one that is creating it. They're going to be so much more motivated when they're coming up with what they want to do to integrate this, what they want to do to move this forward in their own life. And then you're just helping them nuance that. You're helping them deepen it, make it more measurable, kind of what by when. So it's not just this ethereal, I need to reflect on this more. You know, it's like, great. So you want to reflect on what would that look like this week? You're moving it into some of those SMART goals where it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's time sensitive, like what by when, how many days out of 7 this week do you want to do that? And then you're just helping resource them, get them the support, the accountability. So like, what are some potential barriers that might come up for you in this? What would it look like for you to get support, or do you need any resources around this to move this forward? What would accountability look like for you? You know, maybe it's telling somebody what they're up to. Maybe it's doing it with somebody else. Maybe it's putting it on their calendar. Maybe it's setting an alarm. Maybe it's putting a post-it note, whatever they decide, creating the accountability for themselves to move it forward. And then just acknowledging them, like really specifically, not just like, oh, you're amazing, but specifically things that they did to show up in their session. Maybe it's the courage that they brought, the vulnerability that they stepped into, the clarity that they got, the humility that they walk in, whatever it is that you just want to speak to and acknowledge them for their work in the coaching process and how they show up. And then asking them what they would like to do to close the session. What would feel like a really great way to land this for you today? Or how would you like to wrap our time together? Is there anything that would feel really supportive? Something like that. So giving it to them to kind of bring the closure to it so it's not just this sort of abrupt, great, this was awesome, gotta go. But we're kind of handing it to them to bring the closure that feels good to them. So that's really the getting into action, the facilitating client growth part of that. All right, so try this. When you're getting the agreement, you can ask a question like, and it can be anything, but something like this. If you could leave our session with anything today, you guys are welcome to take screenshots or whatever that you want of this. If you could leave our session with anything today, what would be valuable? The awareness section, I mean, there's so many powerful questions in the evoking awareness, but one is what's underneath that? Because that could go in so many directions. And then in the action section, if I can move this, okay, it's not going to move. What do you want to do with the awareness that you got today? You know, you're asking the question, what are your key takeaways or whatever? What do you want to do with the awareness that you got today? So that's just a powerful one that begins to move them into action. So there's a lot of questions that you could be asking in each of these sections. I just wanted to give you one powerful one that is pretty universal that would support you in the agreement, the awareness, and the action. I'm going to stop sharing. All right, how are we on time? We got about 10 minutes. So yeah, what showed up for you guys around the action part of this? What questions do you have? Comments, your own experience?
Thank you for sharing. Suddenly, my sessions that I've had with you are making more.
You're like, oh, that's what you're doing there. Okay. Yeah, it's not so much of like this mysterious, wow, how does she do it? It's just like, it is a framework that anybody can learn, and it is a powerful framework. It's so much fun. Like somewhere along the line with all of my students in Certified Coaching Academy, they're like, oh my gosh, if you just do the markers, if you just do the competencies, the framework works. I'm like, yes, it works for everybody. Awesome. Thank you for that, Al. Who else?
I'll go again.
Yeah, it's great.
There are some times in coaching calls, I don't know if you guys experienced either, where literally it's like boom, 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 right? Like you come up with the agreement, they evoke awareness very quickly, they come up with their actions, and it's like 15 minutes. And that's where I notice, oh gosh, we went off the rails for the rest of the conversation, like pulling back in. Like, I don't know if it's great to create another agreement from that if you feel really good about it and they feel really good about it. The other thing that sometimes will happen is they have like the best awareness with like 2 minutes left in the
Yeah.
session. I feel like that always, they just drop this like golden nugget and you're like, we're going to table that for next time. And so those I think are the two that'll get me sometimes. So I don't know if you have any suggestions.
That's great. Yes. I would say with the ones that it goes really fast, that can be one of two things. One, there's more awareness that you can evoke because sometimes they'll start to come up with action steps in the middle of their evoking awareness and they're like, oh, I know it. I need to have a conversation with so and so and like I need to, this is what I'm going to do. Great. And you can keep going in the evoking awareness even though they're like starting to have ideas about what they want to do with it. You can keep going, what's really important to you about having this kind of breakthrough with them, and like what are the patterns, how else does this show up in your life? Like there's more awareness you might be able to get to that will take all of that even deeper for them. Or it's just something that's kind of like they came in with something that's a little bit surface and there's actually not a ton for them to evoke there. It's just top of mind and they want to check that off. Great. What else is here? And then you go into something else. And that's totally fine. I've had it both ways before. Um, and then, yeah, sometimes at the very end, they're like, oh, they almost are going into something else. And yeah, I think you can say, if that is something you want to come back to, it feels like there's something really powerful here for you in that. We could spend a whole session on that if you want to. We can check in with that next week if you want, or whenever your next session is. But I think, yeah, there are sometimes you're just like, we can't get into it right now, but it seems really valuable and like something just got unearthed. And often I think it's because in their own subconscious, they're not sure how safe they feel to go there. And then when there's not enough time to actually go there, they'll kind of like bring it up and then they have a whole however long to think about if they really want to go there or not. I think some of it is like their own, how ready am I to go into this? And that's totally fine. I think that's a maybe a good sign in some ways, because like at the very end, they decided to get really courageous with that, or they're feeling enough trust and safety by the end that they're like, okay, I think it's a good sign actually. And they can decide if they want to go there next time or not. But yeah, I think that does happen. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. It's great awareness. Anybody else? Or anything else on that, Nicole? You want to add to that? Yeah. Did that answer your questions?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else on that last part about getting into action? Or anything really. If there are any questions at all, we've got about 6 minutes left. So I'm curious if you guys have any questions yeah, Al.
I'll share some more real quick. I was doing this one-on-one session on Sunday with a prospect, right?
Mhm.
And so it's a sales consulting, it's a sales training session, right? So it's very a little different, but I can understand how the structure is very important.
Yeah.
So, there's just so much, especially when somebody comes with very minimal sales experience, and you can just cover so much information. But the key is, I think, asking the right questions and seeing where they're currently at and where can we take it to the next level. Because I could have just gone a million different directions. I want to teach this guy everything I know about sales, but I just got to give him that nugget.
Yeah.
And so I understand what you meant by one of the earlier topics you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Thank you, Al, for that. Yeah, the
Hey,
listening
Talie,
is so powerful. Yeah, Shagun.
quick question. Why do you think clients come to you?
Why do I think clients come to me?
Yeah.
I think it's one of two things. They either feel really stuck, like they're in a stuck place and somebody refers them, a friend or a previous client or something is like, you just need a coach. I know a really good coach. Let me connect you. Or there's just something that they see possible for themselves that they're not exactly sure how to get to. So they're like, there's something out here. They want to start a business, whatever it is. I mean, it could be any area of life. It could be something in their health, something in relationships, something in their business, some kind of like contribution that they want to make in the world. And they just feel like they don't quite have the clarity or the confidence there's just something that is possible that feels beyond them. So I think those are two big ones. Really stuck and sometimes like in a transition, and that could be a little bit of both of those two things. Something possible, but they're not quite sure, just need a little support. Yeah, it's a great question. All right, I'm gonna share my screen one more time. On the guessing, asking yourself really what matters most here. Not like what should I say or how do I sound? Again, a lot of it comes back to when the focus is on us, then it's not on the client. I mean, like at some level, you have to be tuned into yourself and the client at all times. But when it's really like, what should I do? What should I say? How do I sound? When it's about like anything that's kind of our ego, we're not really tuning into the client. So, what really matters most here right now? Just imagine your next session. And I think it's really important that we see ourselves in this. Okay, I'm not guessing. I'm not over helping. I'm not under listening. Like, really see yourself in that place where you're grounded, you're really present with the client, you're just curious about them, you're really tuned into them much more than yourself and how you look. You're just grounded, you're not rushing, you have this pace that is like really alongside them, you're trusting the process. And just imagine what changes in your session when you show up like that. And just like see if you can really feel that in your body. Even if it's not like a formal paid coaching session. I just imagine being with one of your children that way, or your partner that way, or a friend, just showing up to a conversation really grounded, not rushing, trusting the conversation, trusting the process. So just imagining that and really feeling that in your body. It's very powerful. I'm going to be doing these free every month. You can come for as long as I do them, and that is so fantastic with me. And of course, if you want more, there's more. So 60 minutes can shift this. Just imagine doing this for 4 weeks. So I have something called the Confident Coach. Some of you guys have actually already been through it, so you can tune this out. Or if there's anybody that comes to mind you think that would be good for, feel free to refer them. But it's a 4-week training. It's essentially the foundations program of my 12-month certification track, and it's a digital training. So it's 8 modules, and then it comes with 4 live calls where we just integrate, like we were talking about earlier, just integrating, like taking what you learn kind of at a head level and being able to practice it, embody it, ask questions, try things on, get feedback, that kind of thing. So it's called the Confident Coach. It's live coaching practice, structured frameworks, real feedback, confidence through repetition. My next one, I usually do them every other month, depending on travel and things like that. But the next one starts April 6th.
I was wondering if there's any big takeaway that anybody had today. If you have any suggestions or feedback, please drop it in the chat.
Or what you guys would really like to see, because I'm totally happy to tailor this around what would be really valuable for you. So if there's like something you would like a coaching lab on, I would love to just create something really, really valuable for you guys on a monthly basis. So let me know what you want more of. And so good to be with you guys. Thank you. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Talie.
Yeah. Blessings, everybody.